Hi there, it's Laura from Make Life Lovely. Today I'm going to show you how to make a light up pumpkin. My light up pumpkin was inspired by one from Pottery Barn Kids, and I believe it sold for $48. Mine cost me under $10 to make, and it was actually very easy. So let's get crafting. To make a light up pumpkin, first you're going to need some kind of a pumpkin. I found mine at Goodwill. It's a ceramic pumpkin and I got it for $3.99. You're also going to need 3 candles. These are candles I got on Amazon. I found them in a pack of 24. These candles were the perfect size and they came with 4 remotes, which was pretty awesome. I'll link to all of the supplies I used in my blog post, which will be in the description box. Before you do the next steps, make sure that your candles fit really well inside your pumpkin. Now it's time to prep our pumpkin. What I did is I first removed the price tag, and then I took some rubbing alcohol and rubbed it all over the pumpkin. This will remove any grease or oils or just dirt and grime that will be on it, so the pumpkin will accept the paint much better this way. Now it's time to paint our light up jack-o'-lantern. I started with some white chalk paint, and I use chalk paint because chalk paint adheres really well. It leaves a nice matte finish, and it's just really great for applying to all sorts of surfaces. I added some orange paint. I wanted more of a neutral orange color, not like a bright red or too dark. So I added a little bit of black, some orange, and then a lot of white, and mixed it up and kept playing until I got the right color that I wanted. Now it's time to paint our ceramic pumpkin, and this part's pretty satisfying. I loved seeing my new, a little more neutral orange, lighter color go over that super bright, kind of ugly in my opinion, orange that was on the pumpkin originally. It took about 3 coats to completely coat my pumpkin. Of course, I did 1 coat at a time, waited in between for each coat to dry, and then went on with my second coat. I painted the entire outside over the eyes and everything because I figured I could just add the black eyes, nose, and mouth back in. And I also painted the inside as well. And after about 3 coats of my orange paint, this is what the pumpkin looked like. I love it so much better. I think the color's just great. Yes, I could have made this without doing this step, but this makes me love it even more. So I'm very happy that I painted it. Now I could have left the paint job alone at this point. I think it looks pretty good, but I did want to add a little more dimension. So I took some yellow paint, added a tiny bit of orange, and then watered it down a lot. Then I took my flat paintbrush and just dripped down on the higher points of the pumpkin. So I'm doing a little bit of a highlight on those rounded sections, the part that pops out the most. Those are the highlights. After I added the lighter color to a couple of the sections, I would take a paper towel and blot it so that you could still see a little bit of the lighter color, but it blended in much better. Next, I used my black chalk paint and a small brush to add in those black details on the eyes, the nose, and the mouth of our pumpkin. Somehow I missed this in the video, but before I added the black, I also came in with like a darker orange, light brown color and added a little watered down paint inside the creases of the pumpkin, the parts where it goes in, to just add more contour and dimension. And here's our pretty painted pumpkin, all done with the paint job. There's one more thing I needed to do though. I took it outside, sprayed it with a clear matte spray sealer. This will protect the paint job and keep it from getting scratched and from coming off. Now it's time to create the base for the candles to sit on inside the pumpkin. If I were to just put the candles on the inside, for one, they wouldn't fit very well and they wouldn't be very tall. I wanted them to stand up so that it looked like they were way deep down inside the pumpkin, but in reality, they're only a couple inches down below. So I used 3 toilet paper roll, the insides of the toilet paper roll that I had. I measured how tall I wanted them and where I wanted my candles to stand, and then I cut these toilet paper rolls down to the right size. Once I had my rolls the right size and exactly where I wanted them inside my pumpkin, I added some hot glue to the end of each one and then pressed it down into the base of the pumpkin. I held it in place for a decent amount of time to make sure it was nice and solid and stuck down. I cut a piece of cardboard a little bit smaller than the opening of the top of the pumpkin because I needed it to fit easily in and out of my pumpkin. So then I also cut some adhesive felt out a little bit bigger than the cardboard, and then I took the paper backing off the adhesive felt, stuck it right down on top of that cardboard, and then placed it inside the pumpkin. The purpose of the felt is to cover the cardboard and to hide what's going on inside, and the black color was just a nice even color that you didn't really see in between the candles. All you saw was that it was dark. The adhesive felt was very, very sticky. As you can see, it was way more sticky than I thought it was, which is a good thing. I added hot glue to the top of each of the toilet paper roll rims and then added my cardboard platform to the top. Now for the final step in making our light up jack-o'-lantern. It's time to add our candles. I started with the tallest in the back right, then the next tallest back left, and then of course the shortest in the front. And I think they look so cute. And one of my favorite parts is that it has a remote control. So with one click, I can turn these on and off very easily without pulling the candles out. If you have kids, this Halloween decoration is very safe because of the battery-powered candles instead of regular candles. I think this would make a great nightlight in a kid's room, a fun decoration for a Halloween party, in a classroom. I think it would make a great centerpiece or just something to display in your house for cute Halloween decor. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please share it with your other Halloween loving friends. Please also make sure to like the video, leave me a comment telling me what you think, and make sure to subscribe. Thank you.